You know what I'm gonna do next time? I get somebody like Reverend Johnson, and he's standing there, he want to talk about you. I'm gonna call you up and I'm gonna say, okay, tell him what you just told me. I'm put him on the spot, man. I don't care.
They ain't gonna do it.
Go. Then I want to see what they say.
They ain't gonna do it because that's one of the things that we have a habit of doing. Is that we talk about people when they're not around to defend themselves. I think it's a form of envy and jealousy.
That's what it is.
I'd like to say shalom now, my Israelite brothers and sisters, those that are near, those that are far off. We're going to, I'm going to leave you with this video. Hope that somebody's blessed by it. The voice of our fathers, our forefathers and mothers.
And in our movement, remember, in all our curses are our blessings. So the more it appears that we are cursed, is the greater the blessing that is being bestowed upon us. So once we start moving, once we start bringing the mind, bringing to form what our mind is, once we start doing that in a practical way, then we will see the fruit of our labor. We can start doing it here in the United States, but do not get complacent. If we do it here, which we can do it here, and we are doing it here, the vegans are doing it. All these different communities that are out there trying to do something different concerning our people, we get with them. We get with our own banks. We get with our own trading partners. We get with all those that are trying to eat the right food and do the right thing. We get with all of them. I don't know about the homosexuality, but yes, sir. Appreciate you listening, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time out. Yeah, we gotta get our brothers to moving, that's for sure. I don't know how, because I've been whacking them with that staff every chance I get, and some of them just seem, some of them just seem like they just done laid down and just don't want to get up.
Yeah, they don't see you keep them awake. So I mean, what are we gonna do? We're beings, we're spiritual beings, but we keep them awake. That's what we do. You know, you're doing what you do. You're doing what you have to do. You're doing what you know to do right now. It serves a purpose. You know, right now you might be a little bit tired. You're like, man, how much longer do I have to keep whooping them? Something gotta happen, you know.
Right.
Something gotta happen, man.
Right.
They can't just keep taking the whooping and going right back into the whole habits, the whole rope-a-dope, and they go back into the same thing over and over and over. It's almost like an impossible thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. understanding of it is that one of the things that has put up a blockade is that there are certain parts of the scripture that we believe, and there are certain parts of the scripture that we believe, but it's not become real to us as it relates to the importance of us finding something else from a geographical sense. Meaning that we understand that the Most High is going to judge this place, but it's not clear enough to us or been made real enough to us to where we're ready to pack up and begin some type of exodus. And so we have brothers and sisters on the other end that those things have become real to the point to where they have mobilized and now going a step further to produce action as it relates to a land or a safe zone that our people can be in when these things start to happen. And this is my understanding and why it's important for us to realign our focus. Not so much about the knowledge that we acquire, but what it is that we are doing with it, and why are we acquiring the knowledge. We're acquiring the knowledge of the destruction of the Most High's enemies so that we can know where not to be when it comes. And one of the problems that I see with that.
How do you do that? How do you put it in order? How do you put it into effect?
Well, I think the first thing is that we have to get brothers to see that same vision and see the seriousness of what's being said. There also have to be brothers that are out front, that already have that understanding, that are already in those places, that just don't have the help to materialize the vision that they see. Well, I figure when we get the brothers to understand what's really happening or what's yet to happen, and they bring their resources by faith to start helping brothers that have boots on the ground, that have just not had the support that they need to put those things in order so the people can be sustained when that time happens. It's had to be a combination and a joining of two forces. Otherwise, I don't know. The Father's people are just going to be in trouble. Because when they lock.
What are the signs? What are the signs that would cause our brothers and sisters to really seriously understand where they are so far as prophecies?
Man, what
more can they possibly be waiting for?
I don't know. There really ain't nothing else. There really ain't nothing else to be waiting for. We see the Father using the destructive force of nature simultaneously all over the world. We see that the plagues that he promised to put on our enemies is being poured out on our enemies all over the world. We see that. We see the food being poisoned, the water being poisoned. We see homosexuality and all of these things that are against the Most High. We see all of these things in full operation, and we also see the intensification of the murder and oppression of the Most High's people through the leadership and the powers that govern this world, this system that we're living in. There really ain't much more that can be. That I don't know what else to show people.
Well, why is it that they continue to believe, to seek for belief, to infiltrate their mind with the imaginations of others, when they themselves as a people are so unique? Why is it that they continue to go outside of themselves to look for an answer that is actually within themselves? Why is it that any one of them can continue to believe that the voice of that breathes life into you and your ancestors is different from the breath that breathed life into me and to my ancestors? Why is it difficult to believe that the voice that blew life into us is in all of us. And what we bring forth in this world will determine what our future will be. Either we start forming a personal relationship with that voice, or continue to bring forth with that voice as we see in front of us now, as we see in this world that we see now. We will continue to bring forth more of that. But we will choose to listen to a more righteous voice within us and continue to bring forth something that is more meaningful for us and the lives of our children. Right now, we're not bringing forth anything except what our enemy recommends for us to bring forth.
Right.
That is our fault. Our fault is that we have taken the focus away from self, or the focus away from what connects us to all of life, and we've placed it on the focus outside of ourselves. We are continuously looking away from ourselves for solution that can only be found inside.
Right. I don't know how this happened. You know what? I don't know, man. I don't know what it's gonna take. I think I have tried everything that's in my power. While I've tried to reason, you've tried being frustrated, you try everything that you know to get your brothers and sisters to understand that, but I don't know, man. I think that our brothers and sisters we have fallen in love with, we've just fallen in love with nonsense. I don't know.
Idols. We are so connected to idols. You know, in order to learn a new habit, in order to drop a new habit, we must learn a new habit. It's like your brother was saying that, you know, when the Most High said that y'all get up and go to Moses, he told Moses what his plan was and where to take these children. So when Moses went to them, Moses was like a god. He hasn't gone to that, and Aaron was more like his prophets.
Right.
Okay? So, really and truly, the voice, when the Most High came to us in a multitude of people. Came to us all at the same time. But the voice was too much for the people. The Most High asked Moses, or the people asked Moses, as you know, to deal with the Most High, and they will listen to him. I don't know the Bible like I said, but the bottom line is that voice is still with us.
Right.
It has never left us.
Right.
And it will speak to you in certain ways. It will speak to your brothers and sisters in certain ways. It will speak to many of our people in certain ways. And the truth is, my brother, we don't know the vastness of the numbers of the Most High people. We don't know. We don't know about those that will come and listen to the voice when the voice speaks to them. We don't know. I guess the best thing that we can do is organize ourselves, like we're saying, and bring a voice to them and see if they will listen. And if they will listen, lead them somewhere.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Lead them somewhere, because I know I say to a lot of people, hey, y'all should do it this way, y'all should do it this way, y'all should do it this way. But the bottom line is, they weren't given any instruction. They weren't given a message. They weren't broken down and we felt like, and I know something entered to me. They weren't a blessed messenger, anointed. I can't expect anyone to do something that I was called to do myself.
Right.
And that's I tell you something, man, that's more fearful than I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's something. And many times, Elder Pat, is that this is the mindset of many of our people. We try and get other people to do what the Most High instructed us to do, without understanding that He don't give everybody that ability.
Exactly.
I know I myself, I myself have been guilty of that, and I believe that that's one of the things that create a wrestling or a fight, is that when you can't get people to respond to something that the Most High specifically told you to do.
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing, there are things that the Most High can instruct you to do, that He'll also call people to come along and assist while you're doing it. I do believe that.
Exactly.
I do
It's
believe
like,
that.
you know, I agree with you completely. That's really why I'm talking to you, because I don't know the words like you do, and Lord knows I could use it. You know, I need that to help me, to build me up, to push me forward. Because I am not strong in that area. I tell you right now, you know, I can't come to you like I know it like you know, but I know there's life and there's fire in the world. You know, I was brought up as a young man like that, to understand and to believe in the word of the Most High. But for me lately, it's like a lot of things has left my memory, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, I look at it when we look at the scripture, like you take that scenario, Moses, that one of the things I always say is that the Father, He don't give everybody everything, but He gives everybody something that's designed to become a benefit to the building of His kingdom. You see, He gave Moses the spirit of vision, but He gave Aaron the spirit of words. And so the vision that the people couldn't comprehend that He was given with Moses, He gave Aaron. He connected Aaron to Moses and gave Moses the spirit of to be able to articulate Moses' vision into words. That is one of the reasons why I'm constantly driving the importance of people connecting themselves together. But you first must understand what it is that the Most High gave you to be a blessing in the earth, so that we don't get tangled up in each other's lanes. I don't know everything, but there is somebody that is meant to be connected to me, that can come alongside of me, that has the missing parts to what I don't know. Just the same way, with like what you talking about. You were saying the exact same thing that Moses said. You're saying, well, I'm not good with words. I'm not good with the words. But Moses had the Most High's vision. He didn't have to be good with words. So the Father just had to connect somebody like me, Aaron. Somebody that could catch your vision and then take and articulate your vision and relate it with words to the people. So now the people, by Aaron's words, were able to see the vision that was given to Moses, but really was the Most High's thought process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. And see, and the thing is that I have been given the gift to be able to articulate things with words. But unless the Father connects me somebody that has a vision that's greater, my words don't really have anything to do.
Has a lot to do. Is it from me?
Yeah. See, once that vision comes, now the words got something to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that excites me. That excites me. That I need to connect with somebody that has vision, so that the words can have something to do. You know what I mean? Words getting something to do now. You just keep on bringing that vision, and those words gonna have something to do.
Well, what the words do, really and truly, the connection is the words and the vision bring forth form.
Right.
It brings forth form through the spirit of the Most High Power. Life is given, and life is given abundant, sustainable from the well that has no ending. It's like a bottomless well of life that is given forth. What are we saying here? The vision is clear. So is the word. But the vision and the words causes motion. And that motion is moved in the ways of the Most High Power. For example, you go back to the land, you work in it, and you give the food to the people, and you build your shelter, and everything that you need for that community, you do it from that land. You made that land do it for you. And by building the land, it brings the people together, and it gives them something to do. And bringing in money, oh my God, it gives you a little control over yourself. And from other people interfering, other people always interfere, from the Jamaican authority to the American authority. But somehow, because you're surrounded by your people that are also spiritual and very, most all of them are prophets anyhow, you have your protection. But you have your protection here in the belly of the beast. Your true power comes when you go into the continent of Africa, when you make that connection. When that connection is realized, when I realize it and you realize it, our brothers and sisters of Africa realize it, we cause that correspondence to continue now. That dialogue between our brothers and sisters there and our brothers and sisters here is what they have been fighting for all their life, fighting against all their life. Who divide our people more than our enemies? We're divided right now in America by ghetto communities. And if we don't have ghetto communities, then we have communities that are homeowners association or gated communities. Or, or this district or that district. Again, we're divided in many different ways. We're divided on the racial borders of barriers, black and white and brown and Latinos and, whatever. Korean, Jamaican, we're divided in so many different ways. We're divided the same way in the continent of Africa, from nation upon nation to tribes upon tribes, and you name it, they're divided there. And whose mind is this that has created all these divisions? Okay? See how great their mind is, but see how feeble and weak it is. Their system is consistently set up on fear and division among people. That is what makes them strong. The ability to divide our people makes them strong. The ability for our people to separate ourselves from them in want of all things makes us strong. Our strength will destroy 1,000. One of our strength that we stay with will destroy all the years of all this division that they have created against us. One of our strength. If we all just come together, that's it. That alone would destroy them. If we just come together without going anywhere and understand, centralized, organized, mobilized. There's a lot you can do in that without any action. But if we understand that, and withdraw our consciousness from spending or whatever, or learning how to recycle the things that we have here right now, and learning how to save our money when we work, and learning how to take time out for our family. What can we do right here, right now, in home base that would send a message to them? That alone would cripple them, and we haven't even started talking with our friends and brothers and sisters across the ocean yet.
Right.
We haven't even done anything yet. We haven't done any movement. All we did was shut up and don't move and stop spending. That's all we did. And their system would come tumbling down. Alright, I'm going to let you be, man, because I can talk like this all day. I apologize, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. Well, I normally listening all day, but as I was telling you that, because see, the Most High have set me free, and I'm not under the gun of no man. If the Most High said move, I can move. If he said go jump on a plane, I can go jump on a plane. If he said I can do that, you know. But I explained to you what I deal with my wife. We're coming down to the end of the road for her mother, so I try to make sure that I stick close enough to her. Sometimes I have to get out the house like I did today and come across the street where I can be listen and not be interrupted. But I also know I can't stay away from her too long. So, but I tell you this one thing, that you going back. You said you're going back and you're going to relook the plan of Elder Moniel, and you want to go back through that. And then you going to come back and you're going to share that with me, and we're going to get working on it, and we're going to see what we can do. And I'm going to...
I actually, when I go back over it, I have to review it with him first before I release it to anyone else.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's really the process. I just need to put it together and hear what he has to say, and then move forward with it from there.
Well, that's order.
Because he could have meant for it for someone else, not for me. So I don't know.
Right. Well, that's order. But in the meantime, while you were doing that, I am going to get on top of my end, on top of that situation that I need to get settled. Because the sooner I can get those things out of the way, or get over there and put my arms around him, the better I'm gonna be. You know, so I'm going.
If not, we'll come to you. But I think the most important thing is for us just to start working together. And I know it's me. I've been back in this station for about 9 months now. I haven't really done anything except just try to organize some things here, and working with Jamaica. But Jamaica part takes money, you know.
Yeah, right.
I'm willing to give up off everything here. It takes money, so that there's a plan that's in the work right now, but it is working.
Yeah, well,
but in the meantime, you're right. Let me go ahead and finish this report that he asked me to work on. Go back over it with him, and if he wants me to bring it forth, then we'll bring it forth.
Okay. Peace.
Or we can bring forth what we need to bring forth.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Well, peace and blessings to you, Elder Patrick.
Peace. Yes, sir. Peace and blessings.
Send Elder Moniel my love.
Yes, I certainly will. Yes,
right.
Sir.
Okay. All right. Yes. I'd like to say shalom, brothers and sisters. I know the volume was a little low. I hope that everybody could hear some of the things that were being said. I assure you that the plans of the Most High are much bigger. They're much bigger than we anticipate. And after listening to some of these conversations, we see that the elders' mindsets are clearly much more higher than the mindsets of us here that are just on Facebook and dealing back and forth with each other. So I'm going to come and share some of these things with the brothers and sisters out the gate so that we can understand that the days of doing things as we normally done them are pretty much over. We've been on Facebook for a few years now, teaching and doing videos. And out of those years, I will hope that the brothers and sisters have gleaned and have learned, and have learned how to depend upon the Spirit, learn how to depend on the Spirit, and stand on your own 2 feet, because the Most High requires that of every man. It is appointed to every man once to die, and then after that there's judgment. And the reason why a man is being judged is because of the personal accountability that the Most High had given him. Therefore, every man must stand on his own. There is something on the inside of every man that has to come alive, and no man can be responsible or the determiner of whether another man rise or whether he fall. Those responsibilities are in the hands of the Father's people. But in the days to come, the energy that was spent doing videos on Facebook and YouTube, that energy will be spent trying to implement the prophetic things that are contained in Scripture as it relates to the destruction of the Most High's enemies, as it relates to the judgment of these empires. That energy will now be spent as a means to try and find out how our brothers and sisters that come to the fullness of understanding their purpose are going to be sustained through this period. Many of our brothers and sisters are going to perish because they don't fully have a fear of the Most High's word, a fear enough to start moving or getting out the way or making preparations. So I have really enjoyed it. I have really been blessed by the many brothers and sisters all across the country. It has been nothing short of a blessing to me. But now we need to get together some brothers and organize some brothers that are willing to work, that are willing to jump on a plane or willing to take a boat into Jamaica, jump on a plane into Africa, jump on a plane into Haiti, wherever it is that our people are at. That's where we must be too. So I don't know how the Most High going to bring about these things. There are things that I've never thought in my mind that will be taking place, but the possibilities of these things happening becoming more and more real the closer that we get to those things that the prophet spoke will happen. So I hope that somebody gleaned something from the elders. Let's get done what needs to be done, people. Shalom, brothers and sisters.